Hello, friends. Those of you that have decided to join from the start, welcome. We are back to continue our adventure. I hope everybody's weeks have been good. Unfortunately, Xander's Nick, or Tempest Spark, who plays Xander, will not be able to make it tonight. He has family issues going on. So I will be playing Xander as well as DMing. I think I'll do all right as long as there's no math needed. Let's go ahead and switch. Well, let's make sure I'm on the right thing. Yep, let's go ahead and switch over.
Yeah.
Hello.
Oh, hello.
Hi. Hi, friends.
Hello.
Tell him, please.
Also, can I just say thank you for cleaning up the backstory of Vorag? It's written much nicer now.
I need to update mine, like, badly.
Yee. Just make sure you update it on that Roll20, please.
That doc.
Okay, there we go. Yeah, on that Google Doc. So I can, the one that I share with you, so that I can transfer it over.
Yeah, I'll just have to dig it up.
Whoop. Alrighty. So, when last we left our intrepid heroes, I feel like intrepid's a negative word, but I don't mean it negatively.
I see no issue with your use of it.
Anyways, we left our group of friends. They had taken care of a werewolf problem, or at least they think that they have, for the town of Closehaven. They reported back to the town, like marshal, basically, and explained that they had completed it. They gave him the head of a werewolf and explained everything that they found. He offered them a couple pigs, or at least one of the couple pigs, which
we did
Tiny
take, and
was
is now...
No, we did not take.
super against for some reason. I don't know why.
I don't know why. Why would I be against taking?
We could have quested to give attention, and it could have been a vital part of our party.
Could have been the best companion. We'll never know. Anyways, and then you guys decided to just go ahead and leave town that day, headed back down to Ire.
I like that. Well, we took care of your werewolf problem. See ya!
Yeah.
There's nothing nothing else we could do.
Last episode, we also learned some interesting information about a person or thing named Baphomet, and that the entire kingdom of Kindor was destroyed, that Izmiram, Bahamut's champion, was not fast enough to save it. All of this was given to Kyler through his god. We also got to see a little bit of Kelemvor and the scales of justice.
Yeah.
We also got to see Kelemvor get real angry at a certain dragonborn again.
Again.
Nah, I think he's just making that up.
He could be. It could all just
He was
be.
real nice to me.
Yeah, he didn't even say anything to you.
I mean, you know, that's kind of what happens, though, when you bring someone back from the dead. Generally, the god of death gets very angry.
Who knows? So yeah, that's pretty much the recap. You guys have just hit the road. You're barely like in the outskirts of town. It's probably about noon. And yeah, that's it.
So do you guys want to stop an Ire on the way there, or just head straight out?
How close are we to the kingdom?
Let me make sure I
Or
fixed
the
something.
keep, I mean.
Yeah, I did not fix it. To Red Ivy, probably like a week and a half ish.
Ugh.
Yeah, it took you guys a while to get up here.
A while?
Yes.
Huh?
Did that fix it?
I mean, do we want to?
No. Go ahead. Do you want to what?
Do we want to just stay in an inn or something? Like, what time is it?
It's like noon.
Oh, okay. Well, maybe we should resupply. I mean, I don't know. Do we need to resupply? Somebody might need some diamonds.
Maybe. There's a distinct possibility of that.
God, we do have to go back through the spiders, don't we?
No. Never again.
Are diamonds easy to get?
No.
Depends on who you ask.
They're just shiny
And where you
rocks, right?
Aren't you just a shiny rock too, though?
What? No, I'm not a rock.
Why would you
I
call
mean,
them-
are you sure?
Yeah, I'm Xander.
Okay, stop picking on him. Yes, Xander, you're correct. They are shiny rocks, but they're very valuable and very rare.
It seems stupid.
I agree.
Well, a lot of
I
things seem
agree, but you know what? It's required to bring people back to life, so it's necessary.
Oh.
Am I made of diamonds now?
Well, I'm not
Uh,
going to die,
okay.
so.
It's okay. I'm not worried about you, big guy.
That one might. And he points at Stisk. Thank you, Pixel.
I mean,
Glad
he
you're on my
already
side.
did once.
No, I already got that out of my system, and it's not going to happen again.
I would make a similar promise, but I don't think I can.
So we've all had a nap in the middle of combat. It's fine. Let's move on.
Battle
One.
nap.
Yeah.
It's
Mhm,
tactical.
yeah. Mm-hmm.
All right, yeah, so you guys make your way down. Everybody roll a d20. I'll roll it for Xander.
Hey,
Oh!
first 20 of the night. Let's
I like how it
go.
goes 8, 8, 16.
Man,
Hey,
if only crits mattered on this.
I know, right?
Still feels good.
Does it?
Still feel good.
Does it feel good?
Nothing happens dramatically.
Also, to update, because we haven't talked about it in a while. Sorry, guys. Give me a second. I have to pull
Oh, you
something
good.
up that I forgot to pull up beforehand. Badoop, badoop.
Boom, 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 boom.
Pixel, please. How dare
I
you?
don't know. I don't know what she's doing.
I just like the occasional little bark in the distance.
It's so good. I love her.
Yeah,
I love that dog.
I love all
Pixel's
dogs.
hilarious. Same.
So throughout your like wandering around and all that kind of stuff, Tiny would know that it's probably nearing the 1st or the 2nd of Northane, which is the 3rd month of the year. So there's 85 days in what's a month, and there's 4 months out of a year.
Pixel.
As you guys walk throughout the day, everybody go ahead and roll perception.
Oh boy,
Oh god, forgot to pull up my character.
it begins.
That's
And
not how you
now,
roll
just to set it-
perception.
Gonna roll a 1.
Vorag is still highly concerned about what happened
Yeah.
and not paying attention to anything.
In fact, all of your rolls, like perception and insight wise, are definitely at disadvantage right now.
Oh boy.
Since you're like slightly going crazy.
A little bit. Hit me a lot, but it's fine.
Yeah, so Stisk and Xander and Tiny notice that it starts to get dark. It seems kind of weird because it's like 4 in the afternoon, you know? And then it becomes black as night. And of course, everybody notices this. Once you look up, you realize that there is a solar eclipse happening.
Would our
as-
characters be smart enough to know not to look at that?
I mean, your eyes do eventually hurt before you do damage to them.
Okay.
But either which way, so you see this like slow orb cross over the sun. It's not a super rare occurrence on this planet. The way that the Earth, for lack of a better term, and the moon and stuff moves make it not super rare. So probably all of you have seen it once or twice, but it is cool to look at. Tiny, while this is going on, roll an Arcana check.
Okie dokie. What?
Should I also roll an Arcana
No.
check?
Wait.
Okay.
No, I
Yeah.
don't get it. I forgot. I thought I got it, but it's that's the artificers, whatever.
Yeah,
That's
yeah.
for objects and technology.
Yeah, it's not
I
for
suck.
specifically this. It's fine though. So you don't know why it's happening, but you notice that your hands are sparking with the same like purple ethereal energy that happens when you release magic missiles. You've never noticed it before, but as you think about it, you don't know if it's related to the solar eclipse or anything like that. But you've never seen this happen to you before.
About that, she's riding on Vor's shoulders. Is he getting electrocuted by sets of zappy hands
It's
right
very.
Very
They're
faint-
like they're
very faint spark,
smoke
like
wisps. Yeah.
now? I just thought that'd be kind of funny.
I like
Just the,
I clasp my hands together, so that
Mhm.
way like to try to like hide it.
Yeah. It's faint. Nobody notices it but you, for sure. So you guys continue walking and into your first night. You all know that it'll take you probably another 3 days and nights to get down to the capital of Ire.
Oh joy.
I'm sorry, 2 days and nights to get down to Ire. What's the watch order?
Stisk first.
Okay. Who's going
I
after
don't
this?
remember. I guess I will because I don't remember.
I'm
why.
writing it down this time because you guys are killing me.
All right.
So Stisk. So that's 2
Who
hours.
can see in the dark? That person should have the latest watch.
Xander cannot.
You're
can.
asleep. You don't talk right now.
I cannot see in the dark. Also.
I can.
So she should probably have a midnight shift. So Stisk, Tiny,
I'll go.
Kyler. Xandar will go. I'm not afraid of the dark.
Xandar normally went before Vor. And
Xandar goes after Kyler now.
Okay,
And then Vorag, right?
that works for me.
Yeah. Ignore the screaming dog in the background.
But it's awesome.
All right. So you guys go through your first night. Stisk, it is your turn. Roll a d20. Do you do anything during your shift?
It's going to double check everything on my crossbow and my bow is good. Make sure my lance is all set, but still be vigilant.
Mm-hmm. All right. So you don't like do anything other than that?
I'm not gonna like go on a patrol around the camp. I'm just gonna
Yeah.
do what I normally do and stay up in a tree and keep watch.
Okay. Yeah. Your night passes uneventfully. And you wake up Tiny. Tiny, it's your turn.
Okay.
Roll your d20. Okay. Do you
What
do
is
anything during
that?
your shift?
Yeah. Can I like go away from like we're in the forest, right?
I mean, you're not. You're kind of like in a
Like, kinda like a little
grasslandy
clearing?
plain area. Yeah.
Are there like any trees nearby?
Not particularly.
I kind of wanted to let out a magic missile, but
I mean, there like you're in like rolling plains, so you could definitely
Okay.
walk away and like get in like a little kind of like a ditch
Yeah.
or.
I want to do that.
Mhm.
Cause like I want to like do my hands still spark or
No.
is it gone?
It's gone. As soon as now that you like look back and think about it, as soon as the eclipse was over with, your
Mhm.
hands stopped.
Okay. Yeah, I think just in case I want to
Mhm.
use magic missile.
Sure. You go out and you find like a little clearing and maybe like make a little pile of rocks or something as a target. And you shoot off magic missile and it works perfectly fine. It hits the target exactly like it should. It explodes in the same like purple electric looking energy that you've seen before.
Mhm. Okay, so
Mhm.
nothing
Mhm.
out of the
Nothing
ordinary.
hurts, nothing like that.
Okay. Well, then I guess I just kind of shrug it off then
Okay.
and walk
Yep.
back.
All right. Yep. You walk back. The rest of your night passes pretty uneventful. And then you wake up Kyler. Kyler, it's your turn. Roll perception when she wakes you up. Okay.
I see nothing.
Nothing. Absolutely nothing. Okay, go ahead and roll your d20.
Someone's still sleepy.
All right. And do you do anything during your shift?
No, not particularly. Just prep
Yeah.
my gear for the next day.
All right. So your shift, again, passes pretty uneventfully. You wake up Xander for his shift. Sleepy. And let me just check something. It is. Okay. Xander will at one point go away from the clearing and find like a moonbeam and howl into the moon. And then sit down and like meditate for a while. And then wake up Vorag. Vorag, it's your turn.
Okay.
All right. Do you do anything during your shift?
I'm just going to look over my ravings of a madman.
Your crazy people
Double
night?
check my crazy people moments, and I'm just going to double check that to make sure that every path has at least some form of ending of some logic.
Okay.
And that's just how I'll pass it. Just double checking that.
Roll religion.
Oh boy. Hey.
So, as you are looking through your notes and trying to figure out what's going on, all of a sudden you notice that it's extremely quiet.
Oh.
There's no movement.
That's not a good sign.
There's nothing in the trees. No leaves are blowing. There's no wind. You can't hear the sounds of your friends.
Well, I guess at this point I'm going to stand up and start looking around and seeing what I see. Other than obviously what you have just told me.
Okay. As you go to stand up and you look down at your friends, you realize that they're not breathing. They seem to be frozen completely in time.
What did you do?
As you continue to look around,
All right.
you hear giggling behind you.
All right.
So you turn around to see who could possibly be giggling at you, and you see a dragon. Not like a small dragon, like a dragon. Bigger than anything that you've ever seen before. Bigger than anything that you ever thought could be a dragon. And she talks to you very sweetly. Oh, my little friend. You've noticed that I'm here.
I mean, you giggled.
Yes, well, your plight has been funny to me.
I assume you're talking about the ravings.
I think it's funny that you think that you're going to figure anything out. Being mortal and all.
Okay, yeah, that's pretty fair.
Do you know who I am? With your religion check, yes, you do. It's halal.
Yeah, you are the goddess that I am aligned to.
It's kind of funny what you did to your sister.
Yes, you are not wrong.
I mean, did you really think she was dead, or?
I don't know what I thought. I just
She
wanted to make sure she was okay.
She broke her ankle.
Yeah, and when you see someone collapse, you kind of freak out, especially when you're someone who's not as smart as I am.
That's true. I understand. Slightly. Well, anyways, I just wanted you to know it's my fault. I'm the reason you're here. Also, Kellenvor is weak. Also, this was kind of just funny to me.
I mean, I'm sure it was quite humorous watching me.
Yes,
freak out.
well, I mean, you didn't die, so it's fine.
This is true. This is true.
Anyways, continue to watch over your friends. You've done a good job. I don't know why you tell them that you can't heal, but it's humorous to watch all the same.
I think it's funny that they don't know. I don't know why I do, but I do.
Dream's over.
Oh, I was actually going to do something before the dream was over. I had something I was going to do. I was just waiting for you to...
I'm sorry.
Damn it, it's fine. Because I assume I'll just finish out the rest of my watch.
That dog accurately conveys.
No,
Boar's,
actually, you do not.
Oh?
As everybody else wakes up during their normal shift or whatever, not being woken up by Vorag like you were supposed to be. Everybody kind of looks around. Go ahead and roll perception.
Me included?
All of us?
Nope. Not Vorag.
Wait, all
Everybody
of
else
us?
but Vorag.
Oh boy.
Hey! Oh yeah, Xander. All of you but Xander, who's still sleeping, notice Vorag on the ground convulsing.
Oh.
Holy shit!
I'm gonna run over
Kyler?
and
Kyler! Kyler, do something!
Tiny, be quiet, and do medicine on him to make sure he's not like
Mm-hmm.
choking on
Go
his.
ahead and roll your
something.
medicine check. His tongue, that thing. Yeah, he doesn't seem to be like choking on his tongue or anything like that. And you know roughly what to do in case of like a seizure. So you kind of just like leave him alone. What are you doing, Tiny?
I'm panicking right now. Like, I'm crying because I don't know what's going on. And
Okay.
I'm like yelling in the
I'm
background
gonna give
at
him
Kyler to like help him or do something.
Giving him 1 whole point of lay on hands just to
1
make sure
whole
he's not
point, yep.
dying.
All right. So
He'll be fine.
you
He's just bad dream.
put your hand
dream
on
when you
him,
dream?
He's convulsing.
Yeah,
Really
that's
bad
not a
dream.
dream.
and then he stops shaking, and comes to. Vorag, when you come to, you are laying on the ground looking up at a crying gnome, and Kyler, who does seem to have like a look of concern on his face. You are cold, you're shaking, you're sweaty, which is weird for lizard man. You know what I mean, though. Like you feel gross, like you've come back from
I
the
am
dead or
chilled.
something. Mm-hmm.
Hi.
Oh my god. Are you okay?
Yeah, I just met a giant dragon.
When?
What?
What?
Yeah, I just met my goddess. It happens.
I walk over to him and I
Oh yeah,
slap
that
him.
does happen.
I'm gonna look around right now.
See,
I
he
slapped
gets it.
him.
He gets it. Oh,
I slapped him.
Okay.
That's
there
completely
anything
unnecessary, Tiny.
Stisk, no.
He scared the shit out of all of us.
There is no dragon nearby. What the hell are you talking about?
There's no dragon prince. There's no tail swipes. There's no nothing.
Yeah, no, just, you know, I'm pretty sure it was a dream.
I
based on
think
what
I
happened
I would have seen a dragon.
You know what? I think you would have seen this dragon too. It was much bigger than a normal dragon.
Right, of course. It was a dragon, and he air quotes.
Surprised he knows how to air quotes.
I'm going to
Xander's the man in many
cast
houses.
prestidigitation, and Xander's tongue now is as spicy as a 2 million
Mhm.
Scoville hot sauce.
You guys watch as Xander kind of like processes the thought for a second as his saliva is changed. And then he goes, Tiny, jerky.
What?
You have his rations.
Oh. Oh, okay. I reach into my dress and I pull out some rations and I give it to him. Here you go.
Yep, and he bites into the rations, seemingly enjoying the weird sensation.
Damn it.
Do you hallucinate dragons often?
No. Thus the reason why I can guarantee it's a religious thing.
So you
Do
don't
you do
convulse
that-
in your
that-
sleep?
Yeah, that.
I don't. Have I convulsed in my
Obviously
sleep
not.
yet?
He
were
hasn't done
just-
that so far.
Have you ever done it before you met us?
I mean, it hasn't happened before. Listen, you don't meet your god every day.
That's fair.
It has strange effects when it happens. It's fine.
Have you guys seen me convulse when I fell asleep?
No.
We
Okay,
don't
so
watch
it's
you
not one of
sleep.
those dead things. Good.
We don't watch you sleep.
No, it was not one of those dead things.
So, did you get given any specific task, or was your god mocking you? What's
It
up?
was
she
a
wasn't
dragon.
mocked.
Dragons don't talk.
She wasn't.
Did you just say dragons don't talk?
I'm not even gonna dignify that response. Anyways, yeah, no, she didn't give me a task, but she'd let me know that she finds me humorous, which is a very good thing.
Is it though?
Yeah.
Why are you
my
funny
goddess
to
is
a dragon?
The goddess of, like, good humor, basically.
Uh,
Yeah, she likes jokes and all that kind of stuff, and she found it quite funny when I met Kellamore and then brought me back.
That wasn't funny at all. That was horrifying.
You know what? But to an ancient dragon goddess, I'm sure it was quite humorous to watch one of her subjects go before the god of death and freak out a little bit. And then freak out even more after being brought back to life.
she didn't mention anything about demons or.
No, it was that I was humorous and that she was the one who brought me back.
Well, it's good
next
to know your
time-
deity has your back.
Next time,
Yeah.
don't fucking convulse in your sleep while communing with your goddess.
Tiny, he
It's not
he
like I
can't
did it
control
on
that.
purpose.
I checked his vitals. He was fine.
You touched him.
Give me a heart attack.
I'm sorry, Tiny. I'm gonna pick Tiny up and give her a hug.
Uh-huh.
Oh.
Okay.
All right, you guys continue down your journey. D20s.
Okay.
Just do it 2 more times.
Hey!
Why?
I don't know.
0. Oh, that's a 200.
You want 2d20s?
Yeah, just roll them twice.
Oh.
Alright, so the first one. And that's the second one. Hey!
I got a 1. And then I got a
Wait,
15.
You screwed up.
yeah, I realized.
Hey.
Welcome
Alrighty.
to the club.
Man, if only these rolls meant something.
So, they do. So you guys spend the next couple days walking down the road. Like I said, this is a road. It's just not it's not like the other major roads that you've been on in Valenesca. But you travel back down and eventually hit the major forest that you know signifies Ire. And then eventually into the city itself, arriving in Ire around dinner time.
I'm hungry. We should
Same.
get some food.
Well,
Yeah.
let's secure rooms and get some food, and then carry on in the morning.
There are plenty of places.
Let's pick the side that's closest to our exit.
One that has sweet rolls.
The only thing Tiny cares about.
You guys
That's
do
not
that.
true.
I got stuff to do.
Alright.
Yeah, bye.
All right, so you are leaving.
Yep, going off on my own again.
Okay, okay,
Oh, I actually have something I'm gonna do.
okay.
I'm gonna go check to see if our wonderful merchant friend is back where he was.
Balabadoo-badoo.
Balabadoo.
That's his name. Good old Balabadoo.
How dare you insult
Oh no.
Al-Assad?
Alisson, that's what his
I
name
couldn't remember his name.
It's
Oh
not
my
Alazan.
That's why I
God.
said our merchant
It's
friend.
You
Balabadoopadoo.
know what? Go ahead and ask that chat if it's Al-Assad, because I guarantee there's at least 2 people in there who know who he is.
Nope,
Yeah, I
it's
know.
Alabadoopadoo.
There it is. There's Shannon.
Oh,
I'm
Oh my
Oh
god.
my god.
Can I change my character's name? No.
Wow. Anyways, all right. So you guys walk towards that section of town. As you go down that same like alley that you were in before with a lot of the shops and stuff, you do not see the humpy horse.
Oh, disappointment.
Well, no nosebleeds for you today.
Damn.
Listen, I learned my lesson. No detect magic.
Now,
is
I mean, we're trying to
first.
find. We're trying
It
to
was
find the
kinda
cart
funny,
right now,
though.
so it was pretty funny.
Did your god
I-
like that?
Probably. That depends. Did you like that?
I mean, it's funny that you broke your nose.
Then I guarantee a goddess of humor found it quite funny.
Yeah, so you guys unfortunately do not notice any camels or
think I do.
carts or anything like that. I will allow Tiny to roll knowledge to see if she remembers his actual name.
Okay.
Yeah, Vorag wouldn't remember. Okay.
Wait, where's knowledge?
Is this a merchant?
Where's knowledge?
History, I'm sorry.
Oh, I was like, what? Eh?
You do remember his name as Al-Assad.
Al-Assad.
All right, and you guys walk into the same inn that you were at last time. You are able to flag down a different waitress this time, who seems kind of harassed, but it is like the dinner time rush or whatever. There's a lot of people running around. Yes, can I help you?
Yeah, I'll take 5 sweet rolls, please.
Oh, sure, for everybody, right? And anything else?
All for her.
No, just for me.
She kind of looks at you, judgingly,
Trust me.
and then looks at everybody else. Right. Well, anything else for everybody else?
Just food.
Yeah.
Whatever's on your special.
Okay. Well, the special it is then for everybody, and a pound of sugar for the little one. And she runs away.
Pound of sugar? Excuse me?
I'm,
Not to fucking fireball her skirt.
I would prefer you didn't. We're trying to also secure
She
lodging
just
for the night.
scolded me.
No, it's. I mean,
She's just
What do you
jealous
want?
that she can't eat as
Real
much
quick,
as you.
What is the actual weight of 5 sweet rolls?
The actual weight of 5 sweet rolls, not 5
Yes.
pounds. Couple
No,
ounces.
the person said a pound. Is it equivalent to 1 pound of sugar?
Those are some
No,
heavy
not
ass
at all.
Legos.
She was being dramatic.
Well, disappointing then. Then I have no defense. I would still just prefer you not fireball
Fine.
the host.
Fine.
Thank you.
I won't. She called me fat.
She called
She
me
also called you
fat.
little.
I promise she didn't.
She called me fat. Oh, God. Anyways, after about 20 minutes or so, she comes back and hands everybody a plate of food. It seems to be some form of like rabbit and local vegetables. And then she hands Tiny a plate of sweet rolls.
Thank you.
Is there anything else that you guys will be needing?
For you to have a nice day.
Oh. Well, thank you. And she turns around
Blech.
and walks back into the Ooh, that's loud. Walks back into the fray of the bar.
I hope you have a nice day.
Why you gotta be like that, Tiny?
Why are you so salty?
She called me
should-
fat!
She didn't.
I promise she didn't call you.
She was judging me.
Yeah,
Right,
she
okay,
was
there
judging
was
you because
probably-
she wishes she could eat
You
that
men would
much.
not understand.
I mean, I am a black dragonborn. I have much worse things to deal with, and I will glare to Kyler.
What? Just because I'm a noble, you think I don't have to deal with prejudice?
I will say nothing and continue eating.
Xander at this point is probably eating all of his food.
I'll push all of the local veggies towards Xander.
Just, you're not gonna eat your vegetables? Okay.
Not these local ones.
What's wrong with local vegetables, Kyler?
I mean, I'd prefer meat too, I understand. Xander eats them anyways. Alright, and we're gonna pan out into Stisk. What are you doing, Stisk? Stisky
I'm
boy?
I'm gonna go back to one of my safe houses and write out the report.
Okay.
When I get there,
Sorry.
I'm gonna let the guild I belong to know that the town is still empty, has only one guard, and it was recently ravaged by werewolves. Yeah, and that's too.
Alright. Do you plan on like delivering anything or anything like that?
Yep.
Okay. So you write out your report. And you deliver that to the guild itself. Do you go to the palace?
Yep. Same report.
So you go into the palace. You kind of expect to be treated like you normally would. However, once you go into the palace, you are stopped by guards.
I pull back my hood. It's me. Can I come through?
No. Nobody's allowed in the palace at this point in time until issues with Alexandria have been taken care of.
What happened? I've been gone for less than a week.
They're still looking for the poisoner.
You guys know me, and you guys know it wasn't me. Can I come
Yes.
inside?
Well, unfortunately, we don't really care.
Well, can you guys get the steward? I have a message that I can give only to him.
One of the guards kind of looks at you for a while and then turns around and walks inside. You wait for probably like 30 minutes. And then at about 35 minutes, a steward of the castle comes out, looks at you and says, yes, did you have a message for the king? For one of the kings? Okay, well, I will see that he gets to it. And he turns around.
Don't forget my reward.
All right. And then we zoom back out and back onto the other four. You guys just sleeping or?
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right. You guys sleep through the night pretty uneventfully. Nobody has any crazy dreams or anything. And then you wake up in this crazy huge city on your way back. You guys do anything in town or?
Maybe we should we consider resupplying or something? I know should we maybe look for diamonds? I don't know if we can find them here. I've never been one to go shopping for diamonds.
You think that you could go shopping for diamonds here? You'd have to look for a little while to find like a store that would sell something like that. But if you were
sure
gonna find it, it would be here.
I'm sure the keep would have some too. Like,
If only you
unless
know
we
someone who was local.
absolutely need them now.
I mean,
Do
are
we
you
even
with
know
us
that
at this
we're
point?
local?
If it's early in the morning, I would have gotten up to you.
I'm pretty sure at this point we are now all awakened.
Yeah.
Okay, so you guys are gonna go walk around the city looking for like a jewel crafter.
Probably.
Okay.
I think we should at least, yeah?
I mean, I have no money for such a thing.
Yeah, can we even afford it?
I don't know. I don't know how much diamonds cost. Like I said, I've never gotten any before.
I've
Or
never.
like, how much
purchased
did your previous
diamonds.
one? Oh, you didn't buy it. Okay, so you found it. I hope.
I mean, I worked for it.
So you guys need diamonds?
Yeah.
Yeah,
How much do you have?
none. I have 32 gold.
How much do you need?
What does money?
300 gold's worth.
Well,
What?
Yeah. did
I
a
guess
lot
it's
of
time
work.
for us to hit the road.
That's what I figured. It was a slow process.
All right. Well, you guys hit the road back down, probably down the main road for a while until you can cut to Ansem, and then to the Red Ivy. Let's just do it this way. Everybody roll a d20.
Hey.
Hey, you get a 3 and a 4 and a 5.
Please no.
Okay, Xander, get a 17. There you go.
Why does it do that? It's so
I
weird.
think we've covered the spread.
Jay has pointed out that
Yeah, I
on
just
this-
changed it.
yep.
I saw. I don't understand why it does that. Sometimes it just like randomly switches over to the jukebox thing. Weird.
Who knows?
Roll 20, please.
Again?
No.
All right, so you guys walk.
All right.
100 miles.
Yeah, it's I mean, yeah, you're gonna be walking.
Da-da-da-da.
Oh lord.
Oh wait, but here's the real question. Damn it! I was hoping it would be 200.
No.
Would we walk 100 more?
Well, I mean, we walked to Ire, then we walked up, so we have.
Also,
walked 100,
the
and we
song
walked
is
more.
500 miles, so
The song's not in this universe. It's whatever we want it to be.
Jesus, this is why
I
you
was
guys,
also guesstimating the miles, and I was right.
this is why you guys
That was
aren't
actually
friends
the whole
with
point.
Ishtel the Bard. All right, so
Da-da-da-da.
Da-da-da-da.
you guys begin your journey. I'm gonna need Kyler and Vorag to roll another d20.
Ba-da-bum, ba-da-dum, ba-da-dum, ba-da-bum.
Hey.
All right, so you're at the point in the road where you think that you should go ahead and split, like southwest, or I'm sorry, southeast, and down into the forest to get back to the keep.
All right. This time, if we see spider webs,
We burn
Spider
the
webs?
forest.
around.
Spiderwebs?
No, there's none here. But if we see them, we leave.
Yes.
I don't know why you guys hate spiders so much.
I
What's
don't know
not
why you
spiders?
love
Maybe
spiders
because
so
it
much.
killed somebody.
Maybe it's fave spiders and our DM's reputation we're scared of.
These spiders are just cute, misunderstood boys. They didn't do no harm.
They ain't
That's a
cute, they
lie.
invisible.
That is a lie.
All right, so you guys walk through the plains and down into Ansem. You did not stop at Ansem the last time, but you're getting kind of like, it's like nighttime and you're pretty much there anyways. So
Okay.
you guys walk into Ansem, which is a very, very small town of probably about 300 people. Due to Ire's long-held tradition of not felling trees around the capital, Ansem has become its major logging and forestry center. The small town is responsible for the vast majority of the country's building, logs, and carpentry and all that kind of stuff. Because of this, Ansem and the other towns responsible for import tasks have slightly more than average wealth. Yeah, so it's very, sprawling plain, and then off in the distance you can see the beginnings of what is a huge forest. As you walk into town, you notice a large building with multiple smaller buildings surrounding it that encompass like sawmills and like flumes and stuff like that. There's like piles and piles of sawdust on the ground next to these buildings, and then a very small greasy type inn.
You can
I
almost
mean-
taste the trees here.
Yes.
You said
Absolutely.
above average wealth. Do I see
At
any?
a lumber mill, I guarantee you can taste the trees because of the sawdust.
I can also guarantee it as someone who grew up somewhere with 5 lumber mills.
Yeah, you can absolutely, like, you can taste the trees, you can feel the resin in there.
Do I see anything in
No.
Thieves' Cant?
In Thieves'
They
Cant?
haven't
No.
invented pulp
Yes.
mills yet.
Nothing's in Cant.
I mean, what are we gonna do?
Yeah, so really the only option is to sleep out, like, towards the woods, or to go to the inn, which is called the Wooden Nail.
Well,
Guess we go to the inn.
we have
Seems
an
like a
inn.
logical choice.
I would rather deal with people in an inn than spiders outside.
Yeah.
I agree.
Yep. Yep. Let's go.
Xander just kind of like sniffles and says, "Fine."
It's okay. I'm sure we'll find something to kill in the forest.
I mean, if you really want, you can probably sleep in the woods. And by the woods, I mean the piles of
No,
sawdust.
no.
Can't we
no,
bury him in sawdust?
No.
Is there enough sawdust?
No.
Yes.
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 There's 100% enough sawdust.
There's probably
Absolutely.
a literal mountain of sawdust.
Absolutely. You guys walk into the Wooden Nail, and as you walk in, it kind of does that thing where like everybody stops and kind of looks at you for a second. The record scratches. It is very
This is where I
much
started
a
again.
small town type inn. But then they,
Xander.
begin talking and kind of ignore you.
All right.
What do those dice do that you gave me?
Oh, think a number, they roll that number.
Don't
All right.
cause any trouble. We're just here for the night, and we're gonna leave.
Are there any
Six.
other inns?
No.
6. Why can't you just wait until we get back to the keep? Just use it on the people. Just use it on the Red Ivy people over there, because once they catch you, they know where you're gonna sleep. So it's a win-win.
So you're saying it's safer to do it here? Gotcha.
No.
Tricked you.
It's just his hand. It's no big deal.
All
I'm
right.
not
So
going back.
as you guys look around, you notice that most of the people here are, the men are very large and burly. They work out in the fields all day long, but it is lively. Everybody here is happy. Nobody's like screaming. It's a lot of like, fishing stories and that kind of stuff.
So you're saying there's a bunch of lumberjacks in there?
Oh
okay.
yeah, yep. That's exactly what we're going with. As you guys find a table and you sit down, a harassed-looking wood elf comes up to you. Oh, you're all new to town.
Yep.
Well, welcome to this piss-poor establishment.
Ah.
My name is Fail. How can I help you?
One more
A
time.
root-
Your name is.
Fail.
Fail? Hi, Fail.
Fail?
I'm Tiny.
Hi, Tiny.
Do you have any sweet rolls?
I'll see what I can do.
Thank you.
Anything
Well,
else? I assume
we'll
all
take
of
a
you
room
want
for the
out.
night. And yeah, I'm good on the food for today.
So no food, but drinks for everybody, yes?
I'll pass on that too.
But we haven't eaten
That's all
anything.
right. I'll take it. Right. Well, and Phil kind of like walks off.
Why aren't you eating anything?
Do you know something about this town that we don't?
No, I've never been here before.
Then why aren't you eating?
Because when the waitress calls it a piss poor establishment and seems to
I
be
meant to say waiter.
waiter, whatever.
Fail.
Elf. Fail. Whatever. Anyway.
Well, look around
They
you.
could
Do
fit
any
in
of
the
these
drink.
people seem to
Also,
be
I can
malnourished?
taste the wood in the air, and I don't want to eat food that tastes like wood. I'll just eat my rations for today.
Probably used to
I'll
taste
be
that.
fine.
On that, I will make a mental note of that statement. I'm telling you, Mac, the DM, that I'm making a mental note of that statement.
Yeah.
Well, judging how nobody here looks sickly or parasitic or well diseased,
I'm
I
sure
will
your
order
food is
food.
perfectly fine.
Just probably not good enough for you.
It's not. That's why he's not eating.
He's just mad because it's a waiter, not a waitress.
And the hatred for Kyler all the time.
I know.
Listen, once he starts using my name more than he starts calling me Lizard, then we'll talk.
I have
You've
recently.
used it twice in the last.
Recently. You gotta build some credit at the Bank of Borag before you can do anything.
Bank of Borag.
Someone's
Oh
still
my
heavily in
God.
debt.
My
Sorry, I
God.
spent all my money on Bobbly Beeple Bop or whatever his name was.
Oh my God.
Man.
He's just
Man,
gonna
I
come down from the
cannot
sky
wait.
and smite you.
Cannot
Oh.
wait.
Probably.
Bobbly beepity bop.
All right, yeah. So you guys eventually Fail comes back and puts food down. He also puts ale down in front of everybody.
What is the best kind of food you have here?
The food that I've just given you.
Oh, okay.
It's like a soup of some kind.
Thank you.
Oh,
And then-
I'm
wait,
sure Styx
Phoenix
would
Wheel.
appreciate the secret menu.
What?
I don't know what kind of
Secret
place you
menu?
think this is, but secret menus aren't a thing. Madam, unfortunately, I was not able to procure any sweet rolls, but I do have a little bit of bread and this, and she hands you like a small jar of honey.
Ooh, honey. Thank you. This will do just fine. And I just take the honey.
All right.
And then I take a sweet roll out of my pocket, out of
for
my
a-
dress.
For everything, that'll be 1 gold. You said for the night, right?
I reach into my pocket and I give her a gold.
Thank you.
So I reach back in and get the sweet roll out, and I take the honey that she gave me and start pouring it all over the sweet roll that I had in my pocket.
Mm-hmm. She kind of looks at you weird that you had a random ass roll in your pocket.
And just stuff it in my face. Oh, so good.
Okay.
Alright.
1 second. Go ahead and roll that sleight of hand.
Oh no.
Kyler, roll perception.
Oh no.
Yes!
Oh no.
So basically what you guys witness is Stisk fumble as he's reaching for his soup and he spills it all over the front of Kyler.
At this moment, I would like to cast Prestidigitation,
Okay.
and I will add a smudge to Kyler's armor when the soup hits him.
Okay. Yeah, the hot soup goes all over Kyler.
I'm gonna need more soup.
You can hear in the distance, you hear Phil go,
I will just stand up, glare at Stisk,
mm-hmm.
and proceed to go to the room.
Okay. About 5 minutes later, Fail puts the soup down on the table.
How sturdy is his chair?
That's-
Don't break this.
it's-
Don't break their
That's a
chair.
normal sturdy chair, yeah.
Uh,
Fail looks at all of you and says, well, if you're staying for the night, do enjoy. I'll be off to bed soon. The residents here will probably be up for quite a while telling spooky stories about the forest or whatever the hell they say.
Do you
Anyways.
know
oh,
anything
by the way,
about
our friend here, he doesn't like sleeping indoors, and the guy who went to the wherever to clean himself off, he prefers to sleep in the stables. So if you can get him like a room with the horses, that'd be fantastic.
I
I
got
roll
you.
my eyes.
One
I roll
room.
my eyes. I roll my eyes, and I look at them. No, we're fine. Don't do any of it.
Do I know any of
actually,
what?
don't listen to anything. Don't listen to anything he says. Don't do anything he says.
Sure.
Thank you.
Charge me.
No, I go.
Yeah,
and
see?
I give her.
Don't
I give
charge
her.
me.
No, I give him another gold piece, telling him not listen to a word that he says.
All right. And then he says, and you were asking me about knowing something?
Do you know anything about what's in the forest?
There's all kinds of things in that forest, especially if you're to believe anything from this lot.
I
Like
mean, have
spiders?
you seen anything?
Like spiders?
All I know is that
Spooky,
forest
scary
is
skeletons.
an ancestral home for my people. So I'm sure there's quite a
spiders?
few things in there fighting back from it being chopped down constantly.
So, yes to the spiders?
Probably.
Uh,
As you say spiders, one of the lumberjacks like in the back pipes up and he's like, spiders. Ooh, let me tell you about some spiders. See,
I'm good.
there's these spiders. We're out logging and then all of a sudden they come out of nowhere, right? And then they disappear just like that.
I cover my ears the instant he says that.
Actually, I turn my attention to him. Tell me more.
Oh, about the spiders, miss? Yes.
Yes.
Right?
I start
So
loudly humming.
they just disappear. And then they come back and they're like right behind you or they're right in front of you. It's insane every time. You never know when to swing your axe and when not to. They killed my friend Jeff.
So
His
they
name is
have
Jeff.
killed multiple. How many people have died to them? You think?
Oh, those spiders, who knows? They've got like a whole coven in there. We tried to steer clear of their brood.
Humming louder.
Coven.
I mean, I don't know what you would call it. I'm not well versed in spider terms.
Oh no, you're fine. You're perfectly fine. I'm just curious. When did was this always a
Even the
problem?
bears don't go back there. I don't know if it was always a problem. We just started getting that too deep into that part of the forest, see. But even still, we've lost... I mean, Jeff is dead, and I know some of the other crews have lost some of their boys.
His
I'm
name is
sorry
Jeff.
for your loss of Jeff.
Ah, well, that's mighty kind of you, Smallwood.
So, I mean, have you been fighting them frequently?
Well, no, after we dealt with them the first couple of times, we said fuck that, because we're not no fucking teleporting lumberjacks or nothing. Can't really fight something that you can't keep up with.
I see. Well,
Plenty of trees to cut.
thank you for your time.
And then he goes back and continues talking about that story with the rest of his like little group of people that were there. Like they're reminiscing about everything.
Okay. Well, at least we're not the only ones who dealt with the spiders.
Yeah.
All right. So do you guys go to bed or what?
Yeah, we go to bed.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure at this point we just go to bed.
All right. So all of you go to sleep. Stisk, roll.
When Stisk enters the room, I'm waiting, sharpening
Okay.
my sword,
Okay.
staring.
You're gonna want to keep an eye on your sword when you're sharpening that. You don't want to stab yourself. Good talk.
You might want to check your bed for spiders.
I like kind of laugh a little bit.
Yeah, actually, I'm pretty sure Xander goes. And then he pulls like a sheet down on the floor and lays down. Stisk, roll a Constitution saving throw.
If I could find that.
Huh.
Saving throws right there.
Okay. You guys sleep through the night. No major issues happen or anything like that. Stisk, you are plagued with nightmares all night long. Spiders are crawling all over you, and you wake up and they're not there. But then all of a sudden there's a phase spider in the middle of the room, and then it teleports out. It's a horrible, horrible night. But you manage to just barely get enough sleep where you don't take the point of exhaustion.
And I don't wake anybody up during all this because I would have
Nope.
been very vocal about this.
Nope. And yeah, that's it. You guys wake up and it's a new day.
Fuck this place. We're leaving.
What happened?
I'm like rubbing my eyes. What?
We're leaving. Let's go.
What
So early.
happened?
We're leaving
Why?
because we don't need to be here.
And,
I mean, I kind of like it.
Shut up.
Why do you like it here?
Shut up. We haven't even eaten
Kind
yet.
of beat.
I like the
We've got
smell of
rations for
trees.
Trees are everywhere. Let's go.
I'm not going to be wasting our rations if we can just eat here.
They don't have sweet rolls.
I don't care. They have honey.
All right, you
Besides,
guys
I really want some
Yeah.
bacon.
Yeah, no food.
go
Food
down.
time.
Breakfast instead of.
Yep, you guys go downstairs. There's not nearly as many people in here during like the morning, but there are a couple plates set out that are clearly meant for you guys as breakfast, and it's just a couple eggs and some bacon.
Bacon. I love it when it doesn't talk. Thank
Huh.
you.
What does bacon normally talk to you?
I just roll my eyes and I just keep eating.
Frank all the way in Close Haven shivers,
Yeah.
and then he looks at Oinkers and says, "I just had this weird feeling that weird short thing was talking about me."
That weird
Anyways,
short-
good slop. And they begin to continue eating their beginning food.
Glad they're still alive and haven't been slaughtered.
Fucking pigs.
All right. Yeah, you guys eat your breakfast and then you set out towards the forest.
All right.
Everybody roll a d20.
Hey.
D20.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Oh, well, a part of me really hopes she rolls an 11 just for the. Oh my
Ah!
God! Yes, yes, it's beautiful.
Ignore this.
Oh, no.
Ignore
Oh,
that.
no!
No! Oh no!
I'm turning.
It begins again.
Is there
Oh.
a telltale shimmer?
Sisk, you're not dead.
Well, you have yet to actually
There we
prove that yet. We don't know if this is all just some fever dream I'm having from getting impaled by the spider.
Okay, but there actually is a real question here. Are there any spider webs?
No. You guys are just
Oh,
walking through
thank God.
normal forest.
I'm making sure.
Well, we're not like they said. The guy said that it's a specific part of the forest.
Yeah, and I don't know where that part is. So I don't want to be there again.
Well, if we see bears, we're in a good spot because I said that even the bears won't go there.
Yeah, so you guys are walking through the forest. It's a pretty peaceful day, actually. You don't really seem to see anything crazy or notice anything crazy.
Is it that traumatizing block of wood that I would be that I would remember going through?
No,
No, it's not.
it's not. Nope. I mean, this is the same forest, but you're not like in that part of the forest.
The bad part. Okay.
And you guys, yeah, you continue to walk
Alright.
throughout the day. Does anybody do anything during their
I
travel?
check my hands.
Gonna be
Okay.
more vigilant because I didn't get a lot of sleep last night.
I'm just gonna.
Go ahead. You're just gonna.
I was just thinking. So go. Yeah. Nothing. I have nothing.
All right. Yeah, you check your hands and nothing. It hasn't happened since that eclipse. It's probably been a while since you've cast any spells though. You are starting to feel, go ahead and roll Arcana.
Okay.
You are starting to feel this like frustration, I guess is the best word to use, like in your veins. Like your body feels agitated. It's very, 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 very faint. You barely notice it.
Okay.
But you only only think about it because you're literally focusing on that aspect of you
Mm-hmm.
throughout the day. You guys walk throughout the rest of the day and the rest of the night. Nothing
right.
happens. It's peaceful.
No spider webs.
No spider webs. Eventually, you
Nope.
guys make it to a familiar place.
Oh boy.
And it's just that section of the wood. Tiny can see the pool and everything. It's up to you guys on whether or not you stop again.
I mean,
Nah.
I see no reason to.
All right. You can continue walking through the forest on your next day. Again, really no issues. The forest seems way more warm and inviting than it did the last time.
Good.
Like even the trees and the grass and the flowers seem more alive. But none of y'all are druids, so you'll never know.
You are correct, sir. We are not
Holy
druids.
What the fuck?
And then eventually you break through the
Oh
forest.
my god.
No, it's not Bork Girl's return. As much as I miss her.
Bork girl?
Yeah.
My other character.
Oh.
You guys eventually bust through the other edge of the forest and are looking up. Whoops. At the keep.
The stairs.
Yeah, the
Not
stairs.
excited
That's
for the
accurate.
stairs.
Yeah.
It's fine.
Probably none of you would be.
I mean, I don't mind the stairs.
All right, you guys walk up the stairs.
You want Xander to carry me?
One Xander to carry
I
me.
can carry her. I won't carry you.
Why
I
not?
mean,
You have 2 legs that aren't broken.
She as well as her.
Yes, but she doesn't weigh anything.
Now you're calling me fat, huh?
You
I
are
mean-
fatter than her, yes.
Oh, okay,
Oh,
well,
oh.
well.
Before you, explode us, let's go.
but yeah, no, I mean, if you want Xander to carry you, then sure.
I mean, I
Otherwise,
don't know, like,
no.
am I gonna be heavy for you? Like, I don't know, like,
He
No.
carried you the first time.
well, I
Yeah.
know, but he's undead.
I'm not
Oh my
undead.
god.
Hey, we can prove I'm not undead. Kyler, am I undead?
You are not undead.
Am I undead?
If the paladin
Yeah, but
says
he's
I'm not
racist
undead,
towards you, so why would he calls you dragon,
lizard, but
lizard, or
if,
whatever?
If I was undead, he would have to smite me. It's like an itch that he can never scratch.
And I wouldn't have to.
You would feel compelled to.
You get the
I
feeling
just might
that
happen-
maybe he doesn't
whatever.
care.
Let's just keep walking then.
Then yep, up the stairs we go.
All right, you guys walk up the stairs. Everybody roll a Constitution check. Saving throw.
Fuck. I'm gonna go with the roll I used before.
Nope.
God damn it.
Well,
Wait,
that was just-
why do I have to roll
You
it?
don't need to roll. Don't worry about
I
it.
was gonna say.
Oh,
Hey.
all right. Yeah.
Hate these
Um,
fucking stairs.
Oh,
Everybody walks up the stairs pretty fine. Vorak, you're feeling real fucking good. You got like a new spring in your step or something, man. You don't really
man,
understand.
It's almost like when your goddess confronts you, letting you know, like, hey, I'm the one that was fucking with you. You good. You get a bright new demeanor.
Well, I mean, she
on
didn't
life.
say that you were
Oh, you-
good.
Tell your goddess is like,
Oh, just-
I'm gonna fuck with you more and make you fall down these stairs.
Already has been
And you
fucking
know
with
what?
you more, you just don't even notice.
And you know what? That's fine. It's the knowing that's important, not necessarily the actions.
Yeah, and Kyler, again, you walk up the stairs, no problem. You feel pretty good about it. Xander, too. Stisk,
I hate these fucking stairs.
you get to the top of the stairs, but you're like fucking dead, dude. Like, you get to the top of the stairs and you just roll over on the landing.
Didn't you die? Didn't you like have a really low? Didn't he like do the same
Yeah.
thing?
Yeah,
Like,
The
this
first
is like the
time
second
sucked
time.
as
Yeah.
well.
Exact
I hate these
same.
fucking stairs.
You get up to the keep, man, and you're dead. As you walk, or as everybody walks into the keep and then walks into the main like great hall or whatever, there's less people in here than there was before, But you get the feeling that that may or may not be important. That could just be like how it is sometimes.
Are there
Um,
any
just give
bench
the time of the
seats
day?
at a table?
Yeah, so it's like a bunch of long tables and long benches. They're like shared
Okay.
tables.
Laying down on a long bench.
Okay. All right, so you guys are inside the Red Ivy. What do you do? Where do you go?
Take a nap.
I mean, I'm pretty sure we
I
should go
wanna go
return the
return.
orb at this point.
Yeah, I want to return the orb. So I guess 4 and I go and return the orb.
Yup.
Okay, 1 second.
Unless, of course, we see Nathan first.
You do not notice Nathan, no.
All right. Then, yep, nope. To the orb chamber gnome we go.
I am trying to pull up her sheet. Della. Okay. Yep, you guys remember where to go. It didn't take very long or anything like that. You guys walk into that first alchemist lab that you've been into before. And then as you notice, there is a section of the wall that is open.
What the?
I assume that was not open before.
No, and it looked completely like wall before. Like you didn't even notice that it was a thing.
What in the world?
I don't know, but maybe you should announce our presence so we don't walk in on anything.
No,
No,
shh, shh,
no,
no.
All right, then.
Let's go in.
All right, then I guess in we go.
Wait, didn't I see this room before?
No. Nope. You've seen this laboratory before, and so is Tiny and Vorag. But there's a section of the wall that looked like normal wall the first time you guys were here that is open.
Oh, right, I'm thinking of Verena's little room thing.
Yes, you are thinking. Yeah, that you did see.
Well, real quick, actually, before we walk in there, do I
Mhm.
notice any writings on the walls, any symbols around where the new open wall is?
No,
Oh, okay.
you do not notice any glyphs.
Okay.
All right, you guys walk into the room. Are you trying to be quiet about it or what?
I mean,
Hello?
I guess
That's
not.
apparently a no.
As you walk into that room, you see Della standing there, looking at what seems to be young-ish. It's very hard to tell. She's drow. She's wearing pretty much no clothing. She's got like a very sheer robe on.
I cover Vor's eyes.
Yeah,
Well,
she's
I mean, I was actually gonna cover my own eyes, but
she's
alright.
extremely pretty. Dark velvet, or not dark velvet, dark violet, like skin tones. Her eyes are pure white, and her
I
hair
know
is
what I'll
black.
do. I'll cover Kyler's eyes.
And you also see
Hey!
you also see Cerelia in there, who is the half-elf woman who walked out to meet with that random paladin that kind of like busted in the door.
Okay.
And she's wearing her like black laced leather armor and all that kind of stuff. She kind of like turns around and says, excuse me. And you guys catch Della looking at the other woman and say, well, Aerolith, it seems like it's gone away, so you should be fine. At that time, Aerolith will look at both of you and say, or not, well, both of them and say, well, I'll be in the Eric's chambers. And then she walks out past all of you. As she walks past Vorag and Dullahan, you both get a scent of like jasmine and like nightlight and all these like very powerful flowery scents. For some reason, Tiny, you don't smell it.
Interesting.
Okay.
But I mean, none of you would.
I don't know.
Yeah. None of you would know that.
And we smell like sweaty ass.
Yep.
Yep, we do.
And then Cirilla looks down at you, and so does Della. And then Della looks at you, Tiny, and says, "My orb, give it."
Whoa! I have it. Don't worry. And I asked for it.
I put her down so that there's no precarious distances or anything.
And I hold up like my finger, like hold on, and then I open up a pocket of my dress, and I pull it out.
Okay. She takes it from you and then immediately like covets over it and is like fascinated with making sure there's no scratches on it or anything like that.
It's not scratched. I took very good care of it.
As Della is doing that, Cerelia looks at both of you and says, or the three of you, and says, so is it normal for you to just walk into rooms that you're clearly not invited in, or?
I mean, I don't know. Is it? I mean, normally no, but I mean, I don't know. Is it normal to have secret rooms?
I mean, for a
say
society
nothing.
that has
I say
secrets,
nothing.
yes.
Okay, well then, in this case, then yes, it's normal for us to walk into any type of room, especially if it's a secret room.
Especially if we're returning a valuable item which was clearly wanted, and I point to Della.
Vorag starts to get extremely nervous.
I mean, I say it like nonchalantly, like not like in a
Yeah.
like a rude tone, like just like, well,
Oh, also, it's worth noting that you notice that rows and circle around on Cerella's like vest chest plate thing.
Oh, okay.
Huh. Well,
are you all right?
who? Me? Yes, certainly. Anyways, Della, thank you for help with the airlift. I shall talk to you later. She kind of like bows her head to the three of you and then walks out of the door.
Before you go,
She turns around. Yes.
have you seen Nathan anywhere?
Rat scoundrel's probably running around the Great Hall somewhere. And she turns around and walks out.
Alright.
Seems accurate.
At this point, I will now leave the room. It seems prudent to do such.
Okay. Yeah, so you guys watch
Della.
Vorag
I stand there with Della.
leave the room and back into like the main laboratory. As you go back in there, you see Xander kind of like picking stuff up and putting stuff down.
Anything? Is he picking up like potions or like?
No, like, you know, beaker bottles and glass test tubes and stuff.
That's exactly what I meant.
Yeah.
Xander, can you please not mess with the glass?
Well, I mean, it's so. Look at it.
I know. That's what I need you to do. Look, don't touch.
Eventually Della will look at you, and then give you a pretty big hug, Tiny.
Aw, go for a hug.
And she says, well, now that I have this back, Nathan, I'm sure, will be grateful to hear from any of you. I imagine he's down by the gladiator pit or somewhere in the Great Hall. He might be in the village. But anyways, I have my experiments and tinkerings to get back to.
Did you happen to see what we saw?
Yes,
Did it work?
yes, of course. Mm-hmm.
Who was with you when you were watching?
Well, I mean, usually it was me by myself, but I reported it all to Nathan, and he told his people.
Okay. I mean, are you at all like shocked or anything about what we found? I mean, I've never encountered a werewolf before, so.
Well, I mean,
found it very odd.
unfortunately, werewolves aren't necessarily unheard of. It's sad that they were preying on what seems to be their own town or population, but I guess that's how it is. The good news is it's been taken care of. Seemingly
Yeah.
so.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. I just kind of say it like,
Mm-hmm.
just in. Okay.
Hey,
okay.
Della,
Yes.
does the name Baphomet ring any bells to you?
Baphomet?
Yeah.
Not necessarily, but again, there's hundreds of thousands of scrolls in the library. Who knows what you could find? Or you could try asking Nathan. Ooh, or Cerelia might have been a good choice.
I'm not
She's very
asking you.
smart.
She's also very upset with us, so I'll ask her another day.
Thank you for your time, Della.
Certainly.
We'll be off.
All
I'd
right.
like to head to the library.
Yeah, and
Also, I have
Della.
a quick question.
Yep.
Has Disc just been like laying down in the like the Great Hall this whole time?
I assume,
Okay.
unless he's doing something else. Is this dead?
Just wondering.
He died.
Okay.
Nope, my internet's going out. What happened?
Nothing. We were just making
Oh.
sure that you're still laying down in the Great Hall.
Yeah,
All right.
taking a nap. Cause fuck those stairs.
All right.
All right. Yeah. So you guys walk back out into like the main lab, and Della walks behind you. And then you hear like stone slide across stone as the wall seemingly comes back together.
This place has many secrets. I want to know what that rose was. She had the rose symbol that I saw on that floor in that private room. in
Well,
the
I mean, I assume it
library.
has something to do with that thing we translated. That I believe it was a saying, a statement.
Are you guys gonna stay here? I'm gonna go look for Nathan.
Oh, you have fun with that. We're gonna go to the library.
All
Okay.
right, then I guess to
We're
the
gonna go
library we go.
Bahamut something, whatever.
I'll go with you, and he points at Kyler.
All right.
Books don't sound like fun to you?
What are books?
Exactly.
Okay, have fun. Take care of him. Don't let him get
Alright,
poisoned or
You
anything.
guys walk out into the Great Hall.
Xander, don't put anything in your mouth.
I'm good.
So you guys do make it into the Great Hall, and you do see Nathan like in the back corner coming up some of the stairs that lead down into like that temple area and the gladiator area and all that kind of stuff.
Sorry, you cut out there. Did you say Nathan came up from there?
Yeah, Nathan did. Yep.
Okay, I'll go over to him.
Would any of this wake me up, or?
I probably not if you're like sleeping.
All right.
Oh, well, you've made it back. Good.
We have.
Decent time.
It was not a decent time, but
No, I meant your travel. You made it in decent time.
well, I wasn't about to let us waste time.
Smart. Anyways. Good on you solving the case. Seemed to be a lot of spooky wolves.
Yeah, they weren't the friendliest of sorts, but we dealt with it.
What's this I hear about a demon man?
Yeah, Baphomet.
Right.
Apparently, he's been summoned, and he has destroyed. Insert country name I already forgot here.
Kindor. Okay.
Is Miriam couldn't make it in time, and she's Bahamut's champion. Think I remember correctly.
Yes. Interesting.
Regardless, apparently he's destroyed an entire kingdom already. So, yeah, we might have a lot of jobs coming in. That might make you feel better.
Well, funny you should mention that. Our founders would like a word with your party tomorrow.
Oh. I'm not there, but that's
No,
interesting.
you're not.
I swear to God, if you fucking end
Uh,
without us talking, I'm gonna be pissed.
at what time tomorrow?
Be here in the morning. After breakfast, I will lead you into the chamber so you can speak with the members. Specifically, you'll be speaking with Sarim and probably Falkir. I'm not sure that Cathal will be there.
Well, I'll see you tomorrow morning then. I'm gonna go sleep because those stairs suck.
I don't know. I think they were pretty great.
All right. Yeah, you guys walk. Cat and Vorag. Tiny and Vorag. You
All right.
make it down into the library.
Sweet.
Do I find that lady that was here before?
No. You do see the central chamber that has that
Mm-hmm.
like force field thing.
Yeah.
Basically like that force field box, but there isn't anybody inside it.
Hmm. And
There
there's no
are
one else
still
with it.
papers littered all over the tables and stuff in there, but you can't really read them from your vantage point.
Hmm. And there's nobody else around?
Well, I mean, there's occasional like people at desks reading something, but none of them have those robes or anything on.
Well, maybe we should just check the books in here and see if we can find anything.
All right.
Okay. Both of you roll investigation.
I would also like to make a note before I make this roll. I'm also looking for books in Primordial.
Yes, of course.
Hey.
Vorag, you do eventually find a tome
All right.
relating to essentially demonology.
All right.
Baphomet's name is mentioned.
Okay.
1 second. He's listed as the Horned King and the Prince of Beasts.
Oh.
He rules over minotaurs and all other savage creations.
All right. Well, I definitely would be showing this book to Tiny.
He's said to appear as a huge black-furred minotaur with iron horns, red eyes, and a blood-soaked mouth, with an iron crown topped with the rotting heads of his enemies.
He sounds lovely.
Lovely. What a lovely person.
He's also said to carry a huge glaive named Heartcleaver
All right.
that he's often able to hurl into the fray of his enemies so that he can face them just with his hooves and horns. There's like some speculation about what he wants. And there's things that mention things like he wants all of civilization to crumble and for creatures to embrace their animalistic savagery. A lot of chaos.
As expected from a demon.
Yes. But yeah, that's pretty much all you find.
Nothing in Primordial?
No.
Disappointing.
And of
Well-
course, Vorag shares the book with Tiny and stuff.
Well, yeah.
I jot down the notes, or I jot it down in my notebook. I mean, if this is all that we can find for now, I really wanted to find that one lady to see if she could help us out. If there was any books in there.
I mean, this seems to be pretty decently helpful for general information.
Yes, but I still want to know what's behind there,
Yeah.
regardless.
One day. Hopefully one day soon. Oh, wait. That reminds me. Don't we become part of the Order once we are technically finished with this?
You are a part of the Order, yeah.
Oh. Then maybe one day soon we'll be able to access the magical cube.
I can only hope.
Right, then at that point, I guess we put the book back and go back to the rest of the party.
All right, so you guys walk down and into the village. And you meet up with Inris, who is very glad to see you all alive. Happy to take your orders. Happy to immediately provide you with some sweet rolls.
Hey.
Thank you, Enris. I missed you.
She asks you if you read any interesting books or anything.
I found a book in Primordial. I have 3 copies of it if you want to read it.
That sounds interesting. I meant more like the book that I lent my friend.
Oh, yeah, the first one
Been
was pretty good.
lovely so far.
Good.
Yes, I haven't been able to finish it because our journey kind of threw a wrench into my reading plans, but I will assure you when I am ready for the next one. It's very, very good so far.
Great. So she serves you guys dinner and everything. Everybody eats, and then you guys go to bed for the night.
Hey.
By the way, guys, we're having a meeting tomorrow morning, so tip jump
What?
shit. We're meeting the leaders.
What?
Wear your nice clothes.
Does Vorak have any nice clothes?
Probably not. Xander
Well.
definitely does not.
Okay.
Did they like demand we wear nice clothes?
Did they even say what they wanted to talk to us about?
No. We're just meeting the leaders.
Okay. That is very helpful.
They have asked for our presence tomorrow morning
Why does everyone here have to be so cryptic?
because it's a secretive mercenary guild.
How is it secretive when everybody knows about it?
I mean, they know about it, but not where it's at. So I guess that's a secret.
We found out in like an hour where it was.
I mean, it took a little bit longer than that.
You didn't find out where it was until like the only reason you had any inclination is because Tiny happened to work with somebody who was in the Red Ivy in Delft.
Well, that and we got help from.
And then you got
I think
help from
his name was
Harold.
Harold, that's what it was.
He drew you a
Harold,
map.
the real MVP.
Yeah.
But,
You guys
yeah,
had
no,
taken that Harold quest.
we would have had a real rough time.
Yeah.
Good job, me.
Hmm.
But yeah,
Well-
no, I guess at the mention of nice clothes, I guess I'll just start using prestidigitation to clean all of my gear to a very, very nice state.
Yeah, you guys go to bed. Tiny, you have your own little room again.
And I start reading.
You sleep through the night. Everything goes pretty okay. You guys wake up in the morning, and that is where we will leave it.
You
No,
son
I
of a
knew it.
bitch!
I'm
I
just
knew it.
joking. I'm joking.
Oh,
I really want to, but I'm not going to.
I was so ready.
Oh my god, I was not ready.
You guys wake up, and you take a moment for yourself. You eat breakfast and all that kind of stuff. Then you walk back up into the keep.
Hold on.
Mm-hmm.
I'm putting on my nice clothes and doing my hair properly.
Okay.
Oh lord.
I guess I'm just gonna make sure that everything I have is clean and doesn't look like a,
You guys should do this more often.
Dirty
You look
vagabond.
great.
I'm just wearing my normal stuff.
That's all I have. I
I
will
always
clean
look
Tiny
great.
with prestidigitation. I will make sure she is also of a very clean nature and looks nice.
Oh, thank you.
All right. So you guys walk up into the Great Hall, down the rows and stuff. And you meet up with Nathan in the back of the hall. Nathan says, well, glad to see that you've joined us. I will lead you back into their area now. He walks you into that back left corner and through the room the door that you saw Cerelia that first time that you saw her.
Mm-hmm.
As he's leading us, I'm going to ask him what this is about.
Well, certainly Sarim and them will tell you. As you walk past,
Do you even know what they're going to talk to us about?
it's not my duty to tell you.
So you don't even know.
As you guys walk into this area, it
Do you
does
want to know?
get a little bit darker.
I don't think he's allowed to know. I mean, they like us enough that they'll tell us, but they aren't going to tell him.
I wasn't talking to you.
Guys.
It does get a little bit darker. It is a lot fancier in here. Just like the way things are cut and done and everything, it's very nice. Hardwood floors, dark colors. Anyways, so you guys walk into the back, and then he leads you into a chamber room where two people are sitting, both of them male. One second. One of them is a half elf with a very athletic type build. The other one is a dragonborn.
Color?
Not yours.
I've kind of figured there's,
Let me see.
it's more a curiosity thing than anything.
He's metallic. I don't have his actual color written down.
Disappointed. Roll for it.
No.
Oh. That's no fun.
As you guys walk in, The half-elf stands up and motions for you guys to sit down. And then the Dragonborn will look at Nathan and say, "Thank you, Nathan. That'll be all."
I'll go sit down.
Alright.
Yeah, that's pretty much.
As you guys all sit down, the half-elf sits, looks at you all, and says, "Well, it's very good to meet our newest members.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, I'm sorry. Did you not want to be a member?"
Oh, no, I'm just waiting for you to cut to the chase.
Nope. I'm not saying nothing. But before I get to
Don't
know
get
this
me
new
wrong,
order,
I appreciate the kind gesture, but I really don't want to mince words. I'd really like to know what's going on. I have a couple of questions myself.
Oh, well then, certainly. What are your questions?
What's the room in the library? And why is it locked off?
Is there a
And
private...
why are people with only a rose circle
Roll perception,
symbol?
by the way.
Okay.
Okay, that symbol is engraved in the desk that you're
Yeah.
sitting across from.
Okay. And I point to it and I said, why is this symbol on there? I said, what is this?
You do have questions. Anybody else have questions?
I can wait till she's done. She has quite a few.
I have no questions.
Well, as you know, you are members of the Order of the Red Ivy. That is the mercenary front that we put on. We help people. We try to keep the peace as best we can between trivial nations. We bring money in for ourselves, of course. Not really important. Money, yes. However, there is a secret objective. That area in the library that you cannot get into, frustratingly for you, I'm sure, is part of those secret objectives. And that society. Those archives are for them to better carry out the work that they need to do.
Now you say them as in...
Those of us that are in it.
Are you in it?
Yes.
How do you become how do you become a part of the group?
Well, we need to make sure that you're worth being in the group. And most importantly, that the secrets that you hear aren't repeated.
And how do you
Where
feel
do I
about proving
sign
that?
up?
I'm sorry?
How do we prove ourselves?
Well, I mean, you started very, very well. Just by joining the order, of course. However, interesting things happened while you were out. Would you care to explain anything about Baphomet to me and my friend Falkir here?
I mean, do you
He
know
looked
of
at Kyler when he said that, by the way.
I'm more than sure that Nathan has relayed that information, but as far as I'm aware, as told to me by my deity, Baphomet has been summoned to our plane and has destroyed a kingdom. And then my question is, what do you guys plan to do about it?
Well, I'm glad that you think that it is our problem to deal with.
It is, because if he's destroyed one kingdom, he's going to destroy more.
You're smarter than you look. Does anybody else have a problem sacrificing their lives to stop corruption?
I mean, 3 of us have already died, so probably not.
Interesting.
Wasn't intentional.
It rarely
Not even
is.
slightly.
As he says that, you guys kind of like look around, and one of the doors in the back of the room opens, and Cerelia walks in. She looks at all of you, She says, huh. Are you thinking of allowing them to join? And Sarim says, indeed. Well, at least a few of them. We'll see. And then Cerelia looks around. Give me another second while I pull up another sheet of paper.
Rude ass bitch.
Tiny, please.
I didn't say it out loud.
Sure
I
about
know,
that?
but I'm just saying. Frank suddenly glows with pride.
I fucking Frank would love her. I'd love to put both of them in a room together.
Anyways, Cerelia looks at Sarim and says, well, you're happy to know that Grenith is on his way back. Apparently, Ismiriam was not able to do whatever she was supposed to do. And he has gotten a call back to her. Into the Forbidden Forest he goes. Kind of a waste, but whatever. She said Sir Grenith.
All right.
And then Sarim looks at all of you and says, so, as I was saying, and as some of you have pointed out that you've already died, I assume the rest of you are okay with dying?
Like for good, for good?
In order to join any kind of order like this, yes, for good, for good. You forfeit your life joining.
Death comes for us all eventually.
Some sooner than others.
Also, just to make this abundantly clear, the order becomes your true loyalty, spy boy, and he looks directly into your eyes, Shijin.
Ooh. Oh.
The things we do are greater than your king. Or your guild.
I don't do them for them, though.
Yes, but see, I won't tell secrets for them to hear them later. Or for information to leave here for your convenience. You all, like, as he says this, and since you guys have been sitting in here, like, as he says that, you guys watch Valkyr's body kind of, like, shift and, like, sit up. All of you immediately notice how ridiculously huge Valkyr is. Like,
Valkyr's-
muscle, he's the
He's
dragon
the
one.
dragon one.
Okay, that's what I thought.
He was the one who was just talking.
No, Sarim has been the one that's been talking the whole time.
Yeah, got it.
He like sits up and kind of forward, and you just notice all of you like take a second to shiver. You look back at Sarim, and you all immediately feel the temperature of the room drop like 20 degrees. And there is a menacing like look of death in Sarim's eyes.
And he's still looking at Six.
Noted.
Mm-hmm.
Then I need to talk with you guys in private after this.
Certainly.
There shouldn't be any secrets between us if we're going to be a group.
There shouldn't
Regardless,
be. You are
I
correct.
I'm
Yeah,
going to
no
have
secrets
to
there, huh?
withdraw from this order
What?
because unfortunately you say that this order comes
Oh,
above.
I'm sorry. I understand your allegiance to your god. That's fine. Many of us have gods here and don't have gods, whatever the case is. Your god's aims, I'm sure, as he's the one that told you about the problem, are not against our own.
Good. But if it comes to it,
Right.
I will not lie, but my priorities are aligned with his more than yours.
Good. In fact, I like that answer. Anyways, the reason that we called you in here is because you already know of Baphomet. As you just heard Cerelia mention, Sir Grinrith, the paladin that busted in a couple weeks ago, has been here checking things, making sure that the things that we have are okay. The things that we are doing are effective in what we are trying to do. My order is trying to
Your
stop the
order.
corruption of the world. Yes, mine, yours, everybody who is in it. The corruption has been spread through an artifact that was found. We have the artifact. It is sealed. But the corruption has seeped into the world through its discovery. So we have been actively seeking out places that are corrupted and cleansing them.
Like the one we just came from.
No, yours was a separate incident completely. That is something that the Red Ivy would handle. A incident that could happen every once in a while, or a war, or traveler merchant who needs protection because he's afraid of bandits, because he's got too much money for his own fucking good. That's what the Red Ivy is for. No. We are here to cleanse. So, if you would like to join, before I call you official members, I would send you on your first cleansing task.
Now, to be clear, we already are a part of the Red Ivy, but we're not a part of this specific.
No, unfortunately, at this point, I would not be able to consider you part of the Torah and Dune.
We're on test number 2, Tiny.
This is the real test. If you guys can complete this corruption cleanse, come back alive, but more importantly, not let anything slip out while you are on the mission. Again, the room drops 20 degrees. Then we can...
We don't know where it's coming from. It's just dropping.
It's just the atmosphere in the room.
Okay.
It's very, like, nerve-wracking. So, everybody's in, I assume?
Gotta have that talk first.
I wanted in that library, so I guess I'm signing up.
I mean, I'm already here.
For you, the library will be most entertaining, I assure. All right, well, you guys may go back to the Great Hall while I speak with the spy.
The secretive spy who can't even give us any sort of information.
As we're
Don't
leaving,
worry, it's noted.
As we're leaving, I'll apologize to what's her name?
Cirilla?
Very angry one that doesn't like Nathan.
Cerelia? Yeah.
Yeah, I will apologize to Cerelia for walking in the door at the Alchemist Lab.
Darling, don't apologize to me. It's not my laboratory.
Do more respect.
Also, if you would like in that little room in the lab, I'm sure I can take you. And she kind of like walks around the table and holds out her hand to Tiny.
I hold my hand out.
Yep, she
I'm
takes your
curious.
hand and walks you out. Alrighty. So, that is where we will leave it. I will
Alright.
do the conversation with Sisk offline. And I will do the conversation with Kat and Cirilla offline.
Oh, okay.
Thank you guys so much for watching and hanging out. Also, for those of you who may not, our Discord is up, and it's basically just a TTRPG community, not necessarily only, for the show or anything like that. However, it has been popping like crazy. We've already run like 3 one-shots out of it and everything else. So, like, please come in there, drop your character arts in, talk about your OCs,
Do it.
have all the fun. we will be back next Sunday for 100% sure. Also, sometime this week, I believe me and JVN Cat, who just posted in chat, will be running the first episode of DM Discussions, which would be like a podcast hour-long format type thing, talking about all the things DMs talk about. Yeah. Thanks for hanging out, guys. We love you.
Bye bye.
See ya.
Bye.